Cochrane Stadium, the place to be today. Two teams undefeated in Mid-American Conference play thus far. The Ball State Cardinals a 2-0-1 record in conference play, while the Falcons sit at 1-0-2. So like we mentioned right there, neither team has a loss yet. Both teams looking to stay that way today, but unless we end up in a draw, which is very possible, somebody's going to have a loss to the record after the day's over. Alongside Lucas Kleinmeyer, I'm Brandon Lowe. Really great day for soccer. The sun is out. We've mid-60s temperature-wise, a little bit of a breeze. Perfect day.
Yeah, Brandon, it's great to be side with you once again for this matchup. It's a perfect day for this matchup, and it should be a good game.
So we are just about ready to kick things off here. Maya Dean going to take the opening touch at midfield. Just waiting on the scorer's table on the far side. And here we go. Dean going to play the ball right to Katie Cox. They'll go back to the back line. Some changes in this lineup for the Falcons. As of late, Isabel Gilmore moving to the back line, which puts Ortman at that holding midfield position. Elena Unkefer also making her first home start today after starting games against Western Michigan and Central Michigan on the road. Ball State's keeper, Bethany Moser, with the ball. Back down in the box right away. The Cardinals will work out of the back. 4 fifth-year players in the lineup for the Cardinals today. A lot of experience.
Yeah, a lot of experience, and kind of similar with Bowling Green, a lot of experienced players as well in the lineup. Both teams rolling with experience today, trying to get another result in the MAC, because both teams definitely want to stay undefeated after this game.
Down near the corner. It'll be a corner kick for Bowling Green.
Yeah, last time around, Brandon, the last matchup, Bowling Green did defeat Ball State 2-0. It was a lone matchup between the two teams last season, but Ball State have the edge on the series with 15 wins, 6 losses, and 4 ties.
So Ruber goes over to the corner. And there you see the flag, you see the strong wind coming from north to south. Played into the box. Serwin on the backside. It'll be another corner kick, this time from the other side. So this one will be Dieselhoff.
Corner kick, Bowling Green.
Use of the in swing off the left foot here. Into the box. Ball State gets the first touch. It'll come right back to Dieselhoff. Backside once again. Serwin is there. And out of play it'll carry. So now it'll go to Moser for a goal kick.
Yeah, you saw on those 2 corner kicks there, Brandon, the wind's definitely going to play a factor this afternoon. As you see from the corner flags, the way the wind's blowing, it definitely played a factor there.
Ball State now working across midfield. Cox slides in, but the Cardinals still have it. Avery Fenchel, one of 2 8-goal scorers in this game. Each team has one. Fenchel has 8 goals on the season, as well as Kenna White for Bowling Green, who scored 2 goals in each of the Falcons' last 2 games.
Yeah, both star strikers for these 2 teams. They've both been the best performing on the offensive end for both these teams. And Bowling Green looking to get some other people involved on the score sheet, similar with Ball State, as Fenchel and White for both respective teams have carried a lot of the offensive load this season.
Serwin turns it out of the box. It went out right in front of the Ball State coaching staff. Josh Reif there. Reif in his 4th year at the helm of the Cardinals. Kenna White tries to flick it toward the middle of the field with a head. Ball State forward, ball into some green space. Cardinals still have it. Back to it there was Fraley. Myadine back forward for the Falcons. White goes outside. Ruber with a lot of green space here. Closed down quickly. Trying to get it to Bryn Gardner. Nice job by Caldwell to close in initially there on Ruber. Ortman has it now. She'll play it backwards. Dieselhoff into the box. Unkefer tries a shot. That one goes just wide. And that's one of the things that you notice about Bowling Green right away up top when you look at their forwards. 2 freshman forwards, both from the same city, both from the same school, really successful together in high school at Anthony Wayne.
Yeah, if Kenna White's not getting on the score sheet, it's been the freshman forward, Bryn Gardner, out of Anthony Wayne High School. She's got 2 goals, 4 assists on the season, and she's been having a great freshman year.
Cardinals quickly trying to reverse field there. Bowling Green able to defend away. Myadine comes to it, and just who you speak of, Bryn Gardner back to Myadine. Ruber now trying to play it towards the middle. Moser comes out of the pipes.
Speaking of freshmen, another freshman for Ball State, Brandon, to look out for is Delaney Caldwell, the freshman forward. She has 4 goals on the season already for Ball State, so a couple of freshmen as well for both teams that are having great seasons.
Gilmore turns it back upfield for Bowling Green. Kenna White now back towards the middle of the field. Ortman, a little bit of room. They'll continue the ball towards the far side of the field. Katie Cox there, forward to Unkefer. It's taken away by the Cardinals. And Lucas, it's funny that you brought up Delaney Caldwell, because between Elena Unkefer, Bryn Gardner, and Delaney Caldwell. I actually got a chance to see all of those players in high school. I had a cousin that played at Anthony Wayne with Unkefer and Gardner, and then Delaney Caldwell played in the same conference where I went to high school. So even though she's significantly younger, getting a chance to go back and watch the girls soccer program at my old school, they played Celine quite often. So all three of the freshmen that we expect to have an impact on this game in some way, I got to see play high school ball. So this is really fun for me to see as well.
Yeah, that's great. I'm almost in the same boat as well. Bethany Moser, number 32, the sophomore goalkeeper for Ball State, played at Mason, played at my high school. I got the chance to see her my freshman and sophomore year of high school, along with Jana Searles from BG, freshman as well, played at my high school as well. So I got to see a couple players up close.
So a little bit of extended familiarity for us up in the booth. Cardinals trying to go forward once again. Really trying to find Fenchel at the top. There's another takeaway. Cochrane there. Cochrane trying to run forward. White with a little bit of close there. Gilmore was the one that played it away. New position for Gilmore coming out of the midfield now into that back line. Fenchel goes outside with a pass. Cardinals working toward the box. Now inside, there's a strike right to the hands of Berg. Abby Elgert put that one on the money, but Berg was ready for it.
Yeah, nice 1-2 move there from Elgert. Nice little shift out to the right side foot, and just good save for Berg. First save of the afternoon that she's had to make. Looks like that long ball just not going to be able to find Kenna White. He's going to go out for a goal kick.
So Moser will keep it short. Lexi Smith forward. Gilmore going to track it till it goes out over the touch line. Throw in for Mackenzie Ruber. Quickly played back out. Caldwell right there. Ruber to Dean, back to Ruber. Toward the middle, wanting to find Ortman. It's taken away.
Yeah, both teams haven't been able to find anything offensively yet, but Ball State, with this opportunity, looks good, but it's going to be cleared away from the Falcons.
Elgert was the one that tried to get it into the box there for the Cardinals. Wanted to get it to Fenchel, but Serwin, who's played great for Bowling Green so far this year, stepped in the way once again. Now the back line again has it for Ball State. Going to work in front of that Bowling Green bench. On the outside is Elgert. Unkefer came back to provide help there to Gilmore.
Hasn't been too many clear-cut chances for both teams 10 minutes in this game. Probably the best opportunity coming in this game was Abby Elgert, that shot that Berg was able to make the save on. But for the Falcons, hasn't had too many dangerous looks so far, but it's still early in this first half. We'll see if they can get something going here pretty soon.
We've seen the two corners for Bowling Green, but they weren't able to get much out of it, many chances. So we'll see if that continues or changes as we move along. We mentioned both these really good teams. Ball State especially, we mentioned the 4 fifth-year players, and a lot of that being defensive. When we talk about Lexi Smith, she's one of those. Grace Alsip as well. Players that have been around this program for a long time for Ball State.
Yeah, that was really good defensive work in the corner there from Katie Cox took on 2 Ball State offensive attackers and was able to get the ball up for a BG throw-in.
And, of course, being a fifth-year senior would mean these two teams have a lot of history. They've played in the MAC championship twice in the last 4 years, Bowling Green coming out victorious in each of them. Of course, this all coming in one of the best runs that MAC soccer has ever seen. Well, really, statistically, the best run MAC female soccer has had. 4 consecutive regular season and tournament championships for Bowling Green. But based on the way conference play has started for the Falcons, they've got some work to do, and they've got their work cut out for them this year.
They do for sure, and they travel to Akron on Thursday for that matchup after today. And they started out with their rivalry game versus Toledo. That ended up being a 2-2 draw. Kenna White and Bryn Gardner were able to get the goals there to save a point. Had another draw at Western Michigan. Kenna White had a brace there. They finally got their first win last week at Central Michigan. Kenna White again had a brace there.
And a lot of what we've seen so far for Bowling Green, especially because I know you've been keeping an eye on them as well, even when they were on the road, is in both that first Toledo game and the Western Michigan game, Bowling Green has had to play from behind.
Mm-hmm.
Really, Central Michigan, the first game, they didn't have to play from behind, and they end up final score 2-0, and they get their first conference victory.
Yeah, in the Toledo game, you can feel the frustration a little bit. It was a game where the Falcons pretty much dominated all aspects of the game, but you know, counterattacks and just one opportunity from the Rockets, and they were able to put in the net, and they had to play from behind from that game and the game after. So, yeah, they definitely want to play with the lead and not just keep getting behind in these games, especially in the MAC conference.
Ball State challenging down near the box once again. Played across from Caldwell all the way to the other side of the pitch. Elgert once again. Same shot she saw earlier, that one high and wide. But clearly we're seeing that Elgert likes that spot in the box to take that kick and at least attempt to play something the way of Lily Berg. We mentioned the sun is out, and you can really tell when we look at Lily Berg, they've got the neon kits.
Yep.
And when the sun is out, they are bright. Corcoran there. Passed off. Now it's Dombrowski. Dombrowski takes a shot. That one goes high.
Yeah, Ball State not afraid to let a shot go from distance. Just haven't been able to put anything on target besides that first shot of the game they had by Elgert. We touched on Bowling Green's MAC play so far. We'll touch on Ball State. Open up at Miami with a 2-2 draw. Delaney Caldwell and Finchel had the goals in that one. And then they had a couple big wins in the season. A 5-0 win versus Eastern Michigan, and then a 4-1 win recently versus Northern Illinois. So a couple big wins in MAC play coming to this one for the Cardinals.
Gruber forward off the head of Kenna White. Gardner trying to run it down. Lexi Smith going to beat her there. A little bit of a shove, but the ball carries over. Last touch by White. Good shielding by Lexi Smith.
Yeah, that's just textbook defending by Lexi Smith. Just showing the ball out. That way Bryn Gardner doesn't have any opportunity to keep the ball in.
Moser keeps it short. Smith out of the box. White was right there. Dombrowski comes back to provide some help. Across it goes to Corcoran, now outside. Cardinals really trying to work this ball around. They've had more chances than Bowling Green has had today. Hard collision there between a pair of players. Katie Cox and Abby Elgert. That'll bring up a free kick for Ball State. Ball State going to play it backwards. Jordan Jeffers. Forward near the box. Gilmore in the way. Gardner trying to come to it. The Cardinals staying on the attack before Ruber turned it back across midfield. Outside Elgert once again. Back into the middle for Lexi Smith. Smith working forward. She'll try the shot. That one just wide.
Wow.
And we have seen a wide variety of players and a wide variety of looks for Ball State. They're showing Bowling Green early that they're not going to be afraid to take looks from anywhere.
Yeah, definitely. You don't see very often. We'll take a look at it here. Lexi Smith, a fifth-year defender, coming all the way up and just having a hit from about midway through the first half and from the first half of the field. And you see Lily Berg not happy there. No pressure on the ball from the fifth-year center back who just stepped up and had no pressure.
And Lacey Bethay in for Bryn Gardner, or in for Elena Unkefer. Bryn Gardner changes sides. Ball out of play. It'll be a throw in for Bowling Green. We mentioned Unkefer getting her first start today, but with the depth that Bowling Green has on the bench, no surprise to see Bethay just 17 minutes or so into the contest. Ruber to throw in down near the flag. Right back out. Ruber throws into Bethay. Back to Ruber. Little bit of room. Plays it towards the middle. Smith there to defend. Back out to Bethay. Trying to create her own space. Back to the middle. Ortman to Katie Cox. Back to Dyseloff. Elgert trying to get it the other way around Dyseloff. Can't do it. This time she will. But right to a waiting Katie Cox. Kenna White going to take a chance, and that one well over the crossbar, but the first really good look that we've seen for Bowling Green.
Yeah, the real first shot of the day for the Falcons, and that was much better than it's been all first half, really. They haven't had anything in the offensive end, and unfortunately there for Kenna White, just got too much underneath that shot and over the bar, but that's much better for the Falcons as able to get a lot more in their attacking end, and they get a turnover just like that.
Lexi Smith wanted to go across, but it looked like she might have just caught the wrong part of her foot to the ball, as that one went directly across and right out of play. Dyseloff to throw in. Back to the middle, there's Ortman. Turned away by Alsop in the box, out of play for another Bowling Green throw-in. Thrown toward the middle of the field. Dean forward to White. A little too much power behind the pass. Corcoran forward. Katie Cox runs it down. Back forward. Nice job to find Maya Dean there, just changing directions. Almost looked like she did it without even looking.
Yeah, it was a good turn there from the Falcons, and this is a lot better, especially in the midfield. They're connecting passes, not just going to the long ball route. And they're really putting Ball State under pressure here.
So now Moser, another goal kick as we approach the halfway point here in half number one. Ball goes to Lexi Smith. Smith going to try to play it all the way forward for Fenchel. Serwin is there. Now Ortman. Gardner trying to come to the ball. Nice job there by Jeffers for the Cardinals. Alsip towards the wide side of the field. Out of play. Last touch by Ball State. Maya Dean to White. White finds Ruber on the run. Bethea and Ruber back and forth. Ruber across into the box. Gardner got a piece of it. So did the Cardinals. Out over the end line. Goal kick for Ball State. Players from different teams pointing different directions, both trying to get the call that they wanted. But it'll be the Cardinals' ball nonetheless.
Yeah, it was a good effort from Bethea. They're trying to just save that attack, and really good from Bowling Green. Kenneth White came all the way and checked back almost to where the attacking midfielder should be. Checked in, hold up the ball, able to spray that outlet to Mackenzie Ruber, put in that cross, and Brent Gardner just couldn't put that header on goal, but Bowling Green is definitely finding their groove in the offense.
Lexi Smith, an off-balance forward pass to Fenchel. Fenchel outside, wanted to find Millis. Fenchel closing in on Serwin. Serwin has to give it to Ruber quickly. Ruber goes down after playing it forward. Alsop on the back line. White closing in. Gardner as well. Moser gets it back out to Smith. Millis again through the middle. Dombrowski was there. Gilmore comes in strong off the head of White, down into the box, scooped up by Moser. Gilmore gets it out of the center circle. Looked like White wanted to flick the ball forward, but nobody home for Bowling Green. Back and forth, one direction to the other. Off the head of Serwin, out of play. Ball State will get a chance at their attacking end of the field.
Yeah, early on, you really saw a lot both these teams just playing the long ball and able to break both these teams down. But now they're playing through the midfield and trying to build with Fenchel and White, both teams forwards.
In the middle, nice job by Katie Cox there for Bowling Green. Almost another really good chance for Ball State. Foul going to be called on the Cardinals. To the surprise of the Ball State fans, Sammy Corcoran was the one on the ground. So the free kick going to be taken by Ruber. Ruber down into the box. Gardner right there. Moser has to lay out to make the save. And that was the first time we've really seen Moser challenged.
Yeah, no shots on goal for the Falcons so far in this first half. So that's pretty much the first time this game we've seen Moser, like you said, just a little bit challenged.
Battle between Jeffers and Gardner.
That's just great work there from Gardner. Not overcommitting and just staying behind her man and able to fuck the ball out.
Thrown in by Ball State. Elgert flicks it backwards. They'll have to do it again. Throw in, taken away. Maya Dean has help in the form of Gardner. Cardinals quickly able to play it back out. Dyseloff will throw in now. Gardner sent to the ground and the ball sent back out of play. So Bowling Green going to have to continue to try to work up that side. Little back and forth now in the middle. Maya Dean. Kenna White going to be called for the foul there.
Yeah, just a little shove in the back. We'll see here. Doesn't seem like there's too much in it, and just a little shoulder to shoulder, maybe a little too much.
Sammy Corcoran was the one on the ground again. Forward looking for Dombrowski. Ortman came in. The Cardinals will reset with Lexi Smith. fourth. Smith and Alsop. Foul going to be called there on Katie Cox. And that's one thing that's you can't question for Bowling Green is the physicality of Katie Cox. We've seen it year in and year out. Sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes, like right there, not exactly what you want.
And that's one of the main traits in the midfield for this Falcons team, I would say, is just their aggressiveness and grit they have in the midfield. A lot of quality, a lot of offensive talent going forward, and good defensive talent in the midfield as well. But they definitely have that aggressiveness and bite to them that not a lot of midfielders have across the MAC.
Gritty with 2 T's instead of 2 D's. 2 D's is the dance, 2 T's, toughness. Berg plays it away. White outside. Bethea going to try to run it down, but that one even too far out in front for the wheels of Lacey Bethea. Cardinals throw upfield, all the way forward to Fenchel. Fenchel touches it outside. Caldwell was there, taken down by Ruber. As the ball went out of play. Millis will throw in again. Dombrowski trying to find some space in the middle. All the way forward, looking for Dombrowski. She's got a little bit of room. Ortman right there to shield it off. But it will be a corner kick for the Ball State Cardinals. Big opportunity here for the Cardinals. After a first half so far, that in terms of shots, they've largely controlled. Multiple players down near the corner, sent into the middle of the box. White right there. Jeffers keeps it alive for the Cardinals. There's Elgert. Millis and Ruber. Both went after it hard. White back to Ruber. All the way forward. Down went Bethea. Smith went down on top of her. But another shielding job that we've seen from Lexi Smith. She had one earlier, another one there. Grace Alsop now on the outside. Back and forth. There's a forward pass. Back to Alsop. Over the middle. Dombrowski in the middle. Forward on the outside. Serwin got there first. Free kick for Bowling Green. Dyseloff, just over the head of Dean. White got a foot on it. Alsop right there again. Bethea leaping to it. Lexi Smith clears it away. Gilmore sends it back into the fray. Out of play, last touch by Ball State, so Bowling Green pushing upfield once again. Ruber in on the ground. Maya Dean back to Ruber. Last touched by Ruber. Delaney Caldwell has been the one battling with Ruber for a large portion of the day. Fenchel there, looking upfield. Ruber was in the way of the pass, outside. Here's Caldwell once again. Caldwell down near the corner. Going to try to cut back to the inside. Poked away by Ruber. It goes to Bethea. Foul going to be called on Millis as Bethea went to the ground.
That's just a great defensive play there from Ruber. We'll see it again. Just a great tackle. take the ball away from Caldwell. That's the second time she's done that in the past 5 minutes. She's dealt with everything really well on her right-hand side, and she's really limited any attacking options the Cardinals have had on that left side for them.
Here's Caldwell once again, lofting it forward. Dysoloff is going to be right there, gives it off to Berg. Berg quickly back into the center of the field. Dean touched it once, then it was Elgert. Katie Cox, Dysoloff, Dombrowski coming to it, Dean right there. Ortman twisting and turning, switching directions, forward. Bethay's going to have a chance to run it down. Bethay on the ground once again. Millis won that battle for the moment. Ortman back outside to Ruber. Ruber sends that one out of play. An off-balance play towards the middle.
Yeah, Bethay's hasn't gotten the best of any Cardinal defender yet when she's trying to go for those balls down the line. Smith have been able to shield the ball out well, but Bethay's aggressiveness and elite speed is going to cause any problems for any defenders, and you saw that there.
Dombrowski to Alsop. In the middle, Katie Cox once again. Forward, rolling towards the corner. And out it will go for a goal kick.
See Bethany Moser there. She hasn't been really challenged at all, except that one opportunity the Falcons had midway through the first half. And really same thing with Lily Berg. She's learned how to make that one good save on Elgert early in the first half, so I haven't asked too much of both keepers.
Dombrowski forward to Caldwell. Caldwell gets around Ruber. Pass towards the middle. Into the box, Serwin. Now Dysoloff. Dombrowski back out to Caldwell. They play a game of back and forth. It's at the feet of Dombrowski, taken away. Serwin to Ruber. Ruber tries to play it through the middle. Cochrane was there. Back to Alsop, now on the outside. Fenchel with a pass. That one to Jeffers. Jeffers forward. Down into the box. Contact there. Dysoloff went to the ground. Ball still alive. And a foul going to be called there on Lexi Fraley.
That's just textbook defending there from Dysoloff. Kept the player in front of her, was able to clear the ball out, and saw BG was able to earn a foul there deep in their own end.
So Dysoloff with a free kick down all the way in the corner. As she plays that one away, you saw the Bowling Green reserves getting loose. It'll be a Falcon throw in here as we're under 10 minutes to play in half number one.
It looks like the ref's going to go over to the BG reserves and technical staff. That looks like he's just talking to a couple players.
Looks like potentially Kenna White and Jordan Jeffers.
Thought initially he was going over to the BG bench, but looks like White and Jeffers probably had a little bit of afters.
And now an explanation to Ball State's head coach Josh Reif of what that conversation was about.
the physicality definitely has picked up the further this half has gone on between the two teams for sure.
As we see in a lot of Mid-American contests. So now the whistle. Dysel all cleared to throw in. Ball back in play. All the way forward. Gardner trying to get the ball back for Bowling Green, and a foul going to be called there on Jeffers for holding up play.
Really smart there from Bryn Gardner. Nothing too extra, because if she does anything more than what she was doing, just trying to poke the ball out, then it's called a foul on her. But that was great there from the freshman. Shows a lot of experience.
Down inside the box. Contact there from multiple players. Smith plays it out. Bounding towards the touchline. Ruber keeps it alive. Smith outside. Millis. Katie Cox back outside to Bethea. Bethea trying to work around not one but two defenders. That one out off of Millis. It'll be a corner kick for the Falcons.
Yeah, you saw Bethea's technical ability and shiftiness there down in that corner, able to earn a corner kick for the Comets, for the Falcons, I should say.
Alexis Miller going to come in for Bowling Green.
Corner kick, Bowling Green.
Dysel set to take the corner. A strong wind now puts that one out of play.
Yeah, but the second and third corner kick for the Falcons, you just saw this afternoon, where the wind just really took the ball and didn't really have a chance to get anything on it, because the ball is either you see there, just go over the goal or blow far outside the box where you don't have an opportunity to get anything on it.
Not too many elevation differences here in Bowling Green to break up the winds. Dombrowski with the ball. Trying to work through Cox and Dean. She'll work it back with a pass instead. Cochrane forward. Trying to break loose on the outside is Fraley. Dysel takes it away. Fraley trying to take it back and does. Dombrowski in the center circle. Wanted to come back this way with a pass. Taken away by Bethea. Bethea making her way up through the middle now. Has help. Goes to Katie Cox. Now on the outside to Bryn Gardner. Gardner back to Cox. Cox tries to play it back toward the middle. Good defense there from Jeffers. Ball rolls out of play. It'll be a corner kick for Bowling Green. Really good work from Jeffers down there in the corner.
Yeah, that was really good defense. We've seen from both these teams, textbook defending, not diving in, not being overly aggressive, and a great tackle there. But Bowling Green has another corner kick. See if they can make something of this one.
Corner kick, Bowling Green.
It'll be Mackenzie Ruber this time. Ruber towards the middle. That one is playable. Backside it finds Bethea.
Yeah, that was a great opportunity there for the Falcons, and you kind of like to see Bethea hit that first time. She hits that first time on goal. Moser could have made a save there, could have caused any sort of danger.
For Ball State, in comes Tiffany Torres. And for Bowling Green, Jaden Frigerio in. Jana Searles in. And then Abby Coley in as well. So 3 subs for the Falcons. And another player you're familiar with in Jana Searles. Bethea across. Coley. In the way there was Alsop. Katie Cox trying to get back to the ball. Little push and shove from both players, and the foul goes against Cox. And here you're going to see him lock arms. Just a little back and forth. And that one, to me, that could have gone either way.
Yeah, could have gone either way. Looks like Searles is going to be up top, which is something that she did not play back at Mason. Searles was a 4-year varsity player at Mason, was a captain, and she led the team for pretty much all 4 years she was there, so it's great to see her getting some minutes.
Throw in for the Cardinals here. Millis looking upfield over the head of Bethea. In the middle, Dean takes it back away. Under 5 minutes to play now in the first half. Maya Dean right there. Abby Coley.
Ooh, little giveaway.
Bethea gets it back for the Falcons. Down into the box, trying to cut around the defense. Bethea in the middle. The Cardinals play it away. Miller down near the corner. That one will roll out of play. Goal kick for Moser.
And for first look at that, Brian, I think a Ball State Cardinal defender got a block on that. It would all start from that giveaway from Tiffany Torres. And you saw Bethea there using her speed and agility. One of the best looks of the half, really, for Bowling Green.
Closest for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Riley Clark in for Bowling Green as well. Another local product. Moser short to Smith. Dean steps in the way, forward to Searles, back to Dean. Dean tried to take a left-footed shot there. Not enough space to get it through the defenders. Dombrowski puts that one outside with a head. Gilmore on the back line, goes to Serwin. Deisel off, Serwin. Forward over Dean. Alsip was there. Searles to Dean. Cardinals get it back. Serwin there. Maya Dean turned over. To the feet of Torres it went. Miller back forward, down near the corner. Too far in front of Bethea. Alex McPhee coming in for Ball State, and then Emily Gardner in for Bowling Green. So both teams continuing to put fresh legs, fresh feet out there on the pitch. Past Alexi Smith. Clark came in to try to challenge. The Cardinals still with the ball towards the outside. Gilmore. McPhee.
1 minute remaining.
Throw in for Bowling Green. Gilmore trying to go quickly upfield. Searles down into the box. Oh, Moser comes out and leaps to it. Sliding into the way.
Yeah, you see what she was trying to do. They're trying to get that on her left foot. Took an extra touch, and it was just a little bit too heavy and couldn't get that shot off to test her former teammate.
On the outside, Searles to it. So is Jeffers.
Ooh.
Contact there. Hard contact warrants the whistle. A foul called on Searles, and that will take us to the halftime break. We're tied 0-0 after one half of play. Another 45 minutes coming up shortly. We'll see who's going to gain the upper hand in the second half.
It started with you. A breeze building momentum. A movement gathering force. Even before you could see it, you could feel it. The flutter of hope. The rush of potential. The inexplicable pull toward the edge of opportunity. Falcons take flight. 7 years ago, Bowling Green State University challenged our community to join us in changing lives for the world. Powered by the strength of Falcons who came before us, guided by our indomitable spirit. Together, we rise. Even as the world took new shape amidst a global pandemic, we fixed our sights on tomorrow's horizon. You gave, and it altered our course. You gave, and we are forever changed, united in our vision of the future. More than 38,000 donors answered the call, representing all 50 states and 26 countries. More than 160,000 contributions were given, raising over $250 million. $101.7 million in scholarship and student support funds were committed, creating 235 new scholarship funds to accelerate student success and accessibility. More than $28 million in gift revenue was received in fiscal year 2020 alone, our highest level of yearly philanthropic support, demonstrating the unparalleled commitment of Falcons in the face of extraordinary upheaval. Stirred by emotion, propelled by purpose, lifted by your empowerment, we are airborne. From historic gifts that changed our campuses to focused contributions ensuring that all Falcons soar, your impact is profound. We are educating the world's next generation of trailblazers to forge ahead, honoring our historic strength in business education, preparing journalists, media, and communication professionals to seek the truth, skating with an eye toward the future, and building up our frontline healthcare heroes for those with the courage to respond and preserve our public health. This is not the end of a campaign. It's the beginning of our path forward, one renewed with meaning and optimism, unbridled by the conventions of how it's always been done. Because when Falcons take flight, we make a difference forever. Bowling Green State University, a public university for the public good.
My major does not define me.
I'll probably be working jobs that don't exist yet.
I want a fulfilling career and to make a difference.
A rewarding life starts with being true to yourself, then taking action. Our design coaches help identify what empowers you so you can think big, try boldly, and stay curious.
A BGSU education is bigger than a degree.
It's a toolkit.
For a life of purpose.
So my name is Sadia Azmi, and I'm from Mumbai, India, and my major is psychology. BGSU was my choice because I did a lot of research and I applied to quite a few universities and I got through them too. But BGSU's program for IO is ranked really highly, actually ranked number 3 in the country. And so it was an easy choice. So when I got here, you have to understand that I'm coming from Mumbai, which is just kind of called the New York of India. And so it was a big, busy city, and coming to Bowling Green was like, whoa, like what century? Something has changed here. Initially, it was a little bit of a surprise shock. But then as I got to meet people, you know, I met my advisor here on campus, and then I made friends just living in the dorms. Slowly, I knew nobody when I came to campus. But slowly I made so many friends that within a month or two, it just started feeling great being here. I have volunteered at the ISA, that is the Indian Student Association, and also at a few events of Global Connections, which is a campus come outside organization where they help out international students. And besides that, I just make it a point to attend every other event that I can, you know, be it the Chinese Student Association or the World Student Association or the African American Student Association. All of that just to get to, you know, meet new people, learn new things. So after I finish this semester at BGSU, I'm going back to India to get married. And then I'm coming back in January. I have this internship that I have planned for the next semester. Probably I will be continuing with the internship that I'm doing right now. And then I will also be taking my GREs and then applying to schools for my PhD program. I would definitely recommend BGSU to students. My opinions, my views were really, really valued here. And especially for international students, because you bring a different perspective. I have observed that professors and, you know, teachers on campus here really value that. So like, you know, in class I would be asked, what is your opinion? Like, and in a very nice way, like, not like in an outsider, oh, you know, what do you think kind of thing. And also, it has been just a great learning experience and definitely recommending it.
At Bowling Green State University, we are a public university for the public good. A nationally ranked research university, we create public good through our graduates who lead and our collective pursuit of impact in Ohio and beyond. Founded in the Midwest, we never shy away from hard work. We embrace our responsibility to do good. We are proud to have state in our name. It's who we are, always striving forward. Always a public university, always for the public good.
My definition of a frontline Falcon is somebody who works in a discipline that provides services to people when they're very vulnerable.
They are there every single day taking care of our loved ones when we can't.
Early on in the pandemic, it was clear to me that our students and faculty were going to need to be out on the front lines working. Our medical laboratory sciences students participated in COVID testing as soon as COVID testing was possible. Our long-term care administration students and alums provided very compassionate care to people who were isolated and alone. Our nursing graduates got out into the workforce a month earlier than they would normally be.
Our graduates were able to enter the workforce on a temporary nursing license, and those graduates hit the floor running. The School of Nursing began in July of 2020, and it was really a fitting time in history to create a nursing program to help increase the demand.
There's many, many ways that the disciplines in the College of Health and Human Services rapidly made adjustments and began delivering services to the community.
We thank you for answering the call to come to this profession, and we thank you for everything you do day after day.
Thank you all for being here today. You are here because you made the decision to be collegiate student athletes. So clap it up for yourselves. So let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you want to win a conference championship. Raise your hand if you want to win a national championship. National championship. Keep your hands up if you're willing to wake up 4:30 in the morning for mandatory workouts. Those hands will go down because not everyone's willing to make those sacrifices. Keep your hands up if you're willing to put student first. All the responsibilities that it takes to be a student athlete. Are you up for that challenge? The lifelong friends that you will make, the failed attempts that you will learn from, the education that you will earn will all develop you for life after sports. So I'll ask you, are you willing to compete? Are you willing to execute? And are you willing to be a leader? Are you ready?
I think education changed dramatically through the pandemic. We saw teachers being incredibly creative and reaching out to one another to network for ideas to keep students engaged and still learning.
Our commitment was to make sure that people were educated, to do it in a safe environment. One faculty member brought a camper and parked outside to meet students there.
We could space out and do the office hours in a socially distanced, safe manner. And I just wanted to let my students know that I'm a real person outside of the Zoom box.
For a lot of faculty, this was the first time they've been teaching online, but for faculty in our college, we've had robust online programming for years. And they became really great resources. Starting in the spring of 2020, we worked with local school districts to organize these academic enrichment camps. Our faculty, staff, and students, we made a difference in people's lives, and I think that's what a public university for the public good should be about.
Colleges and universities are no longer accepting just a student. We are accepting an entire support network and family unit with them. How do we engage and leverage our families to be supporters and partners so their students can be more successful inside and outside the classroom? Parent, Family, and New Student Connections was created and established in November 2020 to provide support, communication, advocacy, education for our families. We're not asking our families to drop them off and leave. We're actually saying, be a partner. One of our favorite new initiatives is during move-in weekend, we've hosted a tassel ceremony where we have given our families a tassel, which is a promise from the institution that their voice and presence and support and partnership will make the difference in helping their students be successful. As we evolve as a department, one of the ways that we want to activate our current families is creating a parent council. Having voices of current families advise our department, we are working towards the same goal, which is retaining and graduating our students.
Justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are.
You don't know what you don't know, but at the same time, you have to be sensitive about the different things that are going on in people's lives.
We're all struggling and we're all fighting a battle, and we have to figure out how to build that bridge.
We ultimately want them to leave and do public good through teaching physical education and health education. We want to promote moving.
Kids very early on, probably 18 months to 2 years, kids can initially start to interact in types of activities where they are, for example, running, skipping, hopping. So just getting somebody to roll a ball and a child to go after it, collect it and bring it back. That's perfectly permissible for young children to start doing. And then obviously over a period of time, those skills begin to develop.
It's really important that we have strong role models. We call it observational learning. And I think when we grow up with seeing people that we admire partaking in physical activity, we're more likely to do that, whether that be a professional person or someone like a parent. When we see them active, more than likely we're going to be active. And I think that's really important, that we instill physical activity from a young age.
As kids approach kindergarten, preschool, we're starting to teach them the importance of different types of locomotor skills: hopping, skipping, running, jumping, galloping. Those sort of skills will initially provide a foundation for later on skill development, also develop their critical thinking, decision making in games and sports. That's something else that we can do, as well as teaching them how to interact with one another.
It started with you. A breeze building momentum. A movement gathering force. Even before you could see it, you could feel it. The flutter of hope, the rush of potential, the inexplicable pull toward the edge of opportunity. Falcons take flight. 7 years ago, Bowling Green State University challenged our community to join us in changing lives for the world. Powered by the strength of Falcons who came before us, guided by our indomitable spirit. Together, we rise. Even as the world took new shape amidst a global pandemic, we fixed our sights on tomorrow's horizon. You gave, and it altered our course. You gave, and we are forever changed, united in our vision of the future. More than 38,000 donors answered the call, representing all 50 states and 26 countries. More than 160,000 contributions were given, raising over $250 million. $101.7 million in scholarship and student support funds were committed, creating 235 new scholarship funds to accelerate student success and accessibility. More than $28 million in gift revenue was received in fiscal year 2020 alone, our highest level of yearly philanthropic support, demonstrating.
Back here for the second half of play at Cochrane Stadium today. Lucas Kleinmeyer, Brandon Lowe back here. 0-0 score after half. What are you looking for in half number 2, Lucas?
A shot on goal would be good for the Falcons. Both teams 4 shots, only 1 shot on goal. We saw that was from Abby Elgert from the Cardinals. Lily Bird had to make that save early in the first half. But Bowling Green definitely had a lot more promising attacks midway through that first half. A lot more chances, a couple block shots. Just got to get that shot on goal. Tess Moser, who didn't have much to do at all in that first half.
Jordan Jeffers to take the throw in for Ball State. Back in the middle, Ortman was there. So was Sammy Corcoran. Elgert into the box. Shielded off by Dysoloff. Elgert will have to go back out to the corner to retrieve the ball. Played in towards the middle. Berg leaps to it. Couple of hops off the grass, played away across midfield. Maya Dean sent to the ground, and the foul will go against Sammy Corcoran from Ball State. So free kick in the middle for Bowling Green. Lexi Serwin just over the midfield line. Outside to Ruber. Ruber into the box. There's Unkefer. Out it comes. Advantage went to Jeffers. Ortman on the outside. Has it played away. Nice job done there by Abby Elgert. Dysoloff to Dean. Back to Dysoloff. Into the box. Moser comes out to it. Scoops it off the one hop. Also outside to Jeffers. Cardinals looking to build back to the other end of the field. Elgert has it taken away by Dysoloff. There's Unkefer. Unkefer across to Bethay. Bethay forward. Kenna White trying to run the ball down. Lexi Smith there sends it out of play.
Definitely a more direct start in the second half than the first half for the Falcons. Trying to play in the feet. Kenna White try to create any sort of danger to start this second half.
Ball thrown into Unkefer. Unkefer trying to create some space to turn and fire. The double team won the ball for Ball State, but Bethay's speed takes it back away. That shot was fired in, caught up in traffic. Dean to it now. Dean trying to get around Jeffers. Jeffers right there. Both players step into the ball. Dombrowski was there. Out of play it goes off of Dombrowski on a deflection. That'll be a corner kick for Bowling Green.
And Bowling Green's last corner kick fell to Bethay there towards the end of the first half, and they finally was able to get something off of a corner kick, as the wind is playing a huge factor this afternoon. See if they can get something started in the second half.
Wind playing a huge factor indeed. We're up in the press box with only a couple of windows open, barely just cracked, and we can feel the wind. Corner in from Ruber. Backside, over the head of Serwin. Bethay's there, pokes it up in the air, and I believe we had a whistle.
Yep.
So foul called on Bowling Green. That gives the ball right to Moser. Played forward.
Miscommunication.
Ball State on a run, one-on-one chance. They score! The Ball State Cardinals are on the board. Lexi Fraley.
And it all came from a pass from one of the center backs, I believe, Brandon, out to attack. And that's just miscommunication from the whole back line into Lilleberg. Serwin, Dysolov, and the whole back line just didn't communicate there. And good credit, Lexi Fraley there. Didn't give up on the play and pounce. And the Cardinals up 1-0 on the road. Very frustrating goal to give up if you're the Falcons, but still plenty to go to get that equalizer.
So now Bowling Green going to have to do something they did in their first two conference matchups, and that's play from behind. We talked about that in the first half. They'll have to do the same here once again. Ortman forward. Katie Cox comes to the ball. Handball going to be called. It'll give the ball back to Ball State.
In games like this, Brandon, all MAC games are pretty close, and there's such few chances you get on goal, and to give up a goal like that is kind of frustrating. But this Falcons team have been used to playing from behind, and they've came back multiple times, so definitely don't count them out.
Fraley was up top once again there, but the ball scooted to Berg. And for Fraley, that just the second goal this season for her. Ortman battling with Roper. Outside, here's Elgert once again. Moving down towards the box, trying to get around Ortman. Gilmore's there to provide some help for Bowling Green. Now here's Unkefer outside to Ruber. Ruber a couple of strides on Caldwell. Caldwell was able to close in. Now here's Unkefer again. Ball turned over. Dombrowski has it. Roper back to Dombrowski. Contact with Ortman. The Cardinals will send it the length as it goes out of play. Dysolov will have to throw in. Off of Unkefer out of play, so Ball State going to throw in now. Jeffers the throw in. Dysolov back out. Back and forth here down near the corner. Jeffers will throw in again. Toward the middle. All the way through. Caldwell was right there. Caldwell on the outside. Ruber able to touch it away, but a corner kick coming up for the Cardinals.
Yeah, great defense once again from Ruber. Definitely been the bright spot in the back line for the Falcons this afternoon. Cardinals trying to field themselves a little bit, trying to get that second goal.
Corner kick, Ball State.
Coming up, Maya Millis toward the middle of the field. Bending back toward the middle, it comes up in the hands of Lily Berg. Another good chance there for the Cardinals.
I believe that was Lexi Smith, the guy on the end on that corner kick.
Elena Unkefer looking forward for Bethea. Whistled out of play. It'll be a throw-in now for the Cardinals. Jeffers throws upfield, flicked down by Elgert. Dombrowski tripped up, foul going to go against Ortman. Here's another look. Right there.
See a little frustration from Isabel Gilmore kicking the ball away after that.
Here's Grace Alsop with the free kick. Into the box, right down into the heart of the box. Dean away. Bethea to it. Off of Millis, out of play. Gruber throws back to Serwin. And Serwin sends that one upfield. Cardinals were able to get there first. Back and forth touches for both teams. Kenna White trying to settle down possession for Bowling Green. Ruber forward, down near the corner. Alsip near that side, back forward. Ruber coming to it. Got a piece of it. Here's Fraley once again. Ortman stops the run momentarily. Will allow the Falcons to get back. Dombrowski. Pass intended for Elgert outside. Jeffers with the ball back in the middle. There's Dombrowski once again. Now Elgert. Elgert forward. Dombrowski stride for stride with Ortman out of play. Throw-in coming for the red and black. Couple of Cardinals players moving around. Jeffers trying to decide where to go with the ball. It comes right back to her on the ground into the middle. Gilmore steps into the passing lane. Dean continues forward. Lexi Smith comes in and sends it right back through the corner of that box. Deisel off to it. Unkefer tapped backwards. Lexi Smith there once again. Lexi Serwin there for Bowling Green. Back and forth. Deisel off towards White. Dombrowski. Towards Berg. She comes out and takes that one right in the breadbasket.
They're losing the cage match right now, Brandon, and what I mean by that is Bowling Green is not fighting for second balls or being as aggressive as they were in the first half. You see there's just a couple sloppy passes in the midfield. They're not working hard to get the ball back or fight to get the ball. And you see right there, they have to earn a foul, but it just hasn't, their intensity just hasn't matched what they had to end that first half. And you're seeing it right now as Ball State just came out with a lot more intensity. And it really just seemed like they wanted more.
That foul went against Delaney Caldwell. And that was one of the things I was going to ask you, so I'm glad you mentioned that, is because it seems like both teams have struggled to really string together a possession, but when we've seen a team do it, it has been the Cardinals.
Yep.
On the outside, here's Elgert once again. Deisel off, getting the ball back for a moment, but Elgert gets to it. Backwards for Jeffers. Deflected off of Unkefer. It goes to Ortman. Out of play. A throw in for Bowling Green. Dean forward. White flicks it forward with the head. Just about a half of a step too far in front of Elena Unkefer.
Yeah, that's a little bit better for the Falcons, connecting a little bit more through the midfield. But really, after the goal, you're not seeing a lot of connecting passes through the midfield and not a lot of penetrating passes to find Kenna White. And when they do, it's been sloppy touches.
Ball back in play. Ortman to White. White wanted to go outside, just not enough on the touch to get it to Unkefer. There's Emily Roper. Serwin there on the back line for Bowling Green. Ortman forward. Connecting with White. Dean off of Cochrane, out of play. And Bowling Green going to make some changes. Bryn Gardner will come in for Elena Unkefer. And Alexis Miller will come in for Maya Dean.
Yeah, Emily Roper for the Cardinals, freshman forward. Seeing them use her a lot since coming into the game. 6 foot for a freshman, and seeing her use a lot in the build-up, using her strength.
The tallest player from either team. Roper to Dombrowski. The Cardinals trying to break out forward for Caldwell. Back in the middle, here's Roper. Some space. Miller hops in the way. Katie Cox has the ball taken away. Dysel across midfield for Bowling Green. Gardner trying to get there first, but it's Lexi Smith. On the outside, Elgert has it once again. Trying to move into the box. Dysel stays in the way and sends it out of play. It'll be a throw-in again for Ball State. Jeffers about 10 paces from the corner, throws it in. Elgert across. Berg ready for it there. Read it the whole way. Bethay brings it to the ground. But once again, Ball State comes up with it outside. Caldwell, Ruber there. And it'll go out of play for a Ball State corner.
Yeah, Caldwell got the best. Ruber there, just a little shove. Able to have her get the last touch on that. Yeah, another corner kick, and the Cardinals have made a lot of danger from the opportunities they've gotten in this first half, and they look to do the same once again.
Millis to take the corner. Curving in towards the goal. They score once again. Ball State up 2-0. A set-piece goal. And I think it was last touched by Lexi Smith, the defender. So the fifth year gets a goal.
There are weird goals in soccer, Brandon. That was one of them. Just a weird play. And I think you're right. Lexi Smith did get the last touch on that one off that corner kick. And lucky bounce that goes your way. And the Cardinals ever get their second goal. And now Falcons have a huge mountain to climb here in the second half.
So Lexi Smith, her first goal of the season. So now Bowling Green, a lot of work to do. Down 2 goals with 28-40. In the second half. Ball carries down into the box for Berg.
Yeah, you're going to start seeing that a lot, Brandon, them pushing the back line of the back three. The Falcons have a lot more urgency is going to come into play here the final 28 minutes.
Roper, Gilmore, and Miller all get their head to the ball. Dombrowski puts it outside. Here come the Cardinals once again. Serwin shields him off from the box. Outside, Ruber, upfield. White gives to Bethea. Back inside, taken away by Dombrowski. Ball sent out of play. A Bowling Green throw-in is coming. Referee will wave Ruber back, trying to get some extra yards there. Cox and Ruber back and forth, and Ball State watches it go out of play. Gilmore with the touch to Katie Cox. Back to Dysoloff across the field. Orman in the middle. Into the direction of Bryn Gardner. Gardner running. Moser gets to it first, just narrowly. All the way out to Gilmore. Ruber forward. Lexi Smith. Ruber, Serwin. Back through the middle. Handball going to be called on Lexi Smith. And maybe a chance for Bowling Green here to make something out of nothing after the handball.
They're going to have to. You know, got to create your own luck. And if Bowling Green can get something off of the set piece, then that changes the rest of this half. With about 26 minutes left to play, you got to get at least one to at least start something, because right now I still don't believe they have the momentum in this second half. The Cardinals have just came out and have definitely been the better team.
So here's Alexis Miller now on the free kick. Towards the net. A little bit of contact there from Ortman, still loose. Cleared out by the Cardinals. Dysoloff and Elgert. Dysoloff back to Berg. Berg away, it comes out to Roper. Miller, it's skied up into the air. Serwin is underneath of it. Now Katie Cox outside in the direction of Gardner, but off of Gardner, out of play. Serwin again straight up into the air. Elgert towards the middle. Ortman was there. Bryn Gardner trying to work through three defenders. She's tripped up. There's Bethea, and a foul going to be called.
The aggressiveness in the midfield for Bowling Green has definitely picked up. And you see that with Bryn Gardner coming in, Lacey Bethea, Maya Dean, Katie Cox. All of them are definitely fighting for second balls and being more aggressive.
Foul called against Grace Alsop. So here's Ruber. Deep kick, far side of the box. All the way through. Caldwell turns the Falcons away. Gilmore trying to keep it in. But no. The AR flag goes up in favor of the Cardinals. Caitlin Frazier comes in for the Ball State Cardinals. That'll send Sammy Corcoran off for a rest. A long throw-in pass, first touch by Ruber. Ortman trying to keep possession for Bowling Green, and does momentarily. Back out of play, it'll be a Falcon throw-in. Ruber upfield, sent right back out of play. She'll do it again. Second one goes to White, back to Ruber. Toward the middle of the field. Gardner to Bethea. A chance for Bowling Green. Bethea tripped up in the box. And no call there. Official waved it off outside. White tries a shot. It comes out to Miller off the deflection. Sent back into the box. White again. Taps to Bethea. There's a chance that rolls into the awaiting hands of Moser.
There's a lot to digest there, Brandon. It was a good ball. Just played right into the feet of Bethea, and the ball just looked like it got caught underneath her feet. Couldn't get that shot off. It looked like Moser came out and collected it, but she was able to keep it alive, and a good shot that was blocked by Lexi Smith, and Bethea's shot just didn't have a chance, and it was follow-up that put right in the hands of Moser. But crazy sequence there for the Falcons. That's one they got to put away if they want to at least get a draw in this game.
Out of play off the foot of Ruber. And we are now over halfway through the second half of play. 22 minutes left here, with the Cardinals holding that 2-goal advantage right now. Elgert at midfield. Lofted forward, Serwin there. Bowling Green retaking possession as Katie Cox goes outside to Dysoloff. Deflected out of play by Elgert. Across the field. Millis gets to it first. Forward still in play. Serwin gets there. Battle for possession. Ball bounces towards the middle of the field. Gardner forward for Kenna White. White gets through Alsop and Smith. Down she went at the top of the box. And White turned around and looked at the ref. But the ball went right to the hands of Moser.
I believe that was Bryn Gardner who played that ball in, Brand. That was a fantastic ball, and Kenna White's touch there just was a little too heavy, and just trying to draw some contact there to earn a free kick on top of the box. But once again, Bowling Green just couldn't get something out of that chance.
Deflected out by Gardner. Jeffers throw in, goes to Elgert. Dysoloff right back out of play. Ortman gets the ball back for Bowling Green. Trying to find Katie Cox. Sealed off there by Frazier.
Thank you.
To Moser. White tried to hop in the way. Ball comes all the way out to midfield. Roper once again. Dombrowski got in on the pass. Forward to Caldwell. Serwin closing in. And it'll go out of play into the championship banners down there on the far side of the field. Avery Fenchel coming back in. So all that scoring done without Ball State's leading scorer, so that is worth noting as Fenchel comes back in.
I'm really impressed with Caldwell for the Cardinals this afternoon. That was a really good flick on. That just couldn't find Avery Frenzel, who just came into the game. The Cardinals have made most of their opportunities in this game, and Falcons have not. And that's really been the story of this game.
Ruber forward. It goes out of play. One hops over the Falcon bench. Ball State throws in. Miller back to Dysoloff. Gardner. Touch with the head, gets it back. Forward. Kenna White's going to have to help on the outside. Alsop was the last to touch it before it went out of play. White throws into Dysoloff. In towards the middle of the box. Katie Cox on the ground, and out it goes for a goal kick.
Yeah, that weird deflection off of Maya Dean almost fell to Kenna White, but the little things just haven't gone the Bowling Green's way this game, and we're looking for something there. But their aggressiveness has definitely picked up from where it was in the first half. Just the end product has not been there.
Lexi Fraley down into the box. Left-footed shot, curving in, and Lily Berg makes a great save there, extending all the way out to the right.
Yeah, it was a great save from Lily Berg, and I believe that might have taken a little deflection off of Dysalov.
Bryn Gardner trying to get to it. Jeffers was right there. Caldwell, Dombrowski. Now Lexi Smith. Smith forward, Roper. On the ground from Fenchel. Berg waits in front of it. Maya Dean. Dean once again. Ooh. Good through ball there, intended for Fenchel, but it was Serwin in the way. Bethea gets around one defender. Still going forward. Dombrowski pokes it away from Bethea. Cox gets it back. Bethea with some more space. Trying to get around Grace Alsop to the outside. It goes for Kenna White. On the ground. Good defense once again from the Cardinals. White has to come back out to recollect to Ruber. Ruber played towards the box, and Moser comes out to it. An extended dive out in front of the running keeper.
It was another good look there for the Falcons, and Kenna White kind of want to see get that shot early, but you really want to see a decision from Lacey Bethea being made just a little bit quicker, but it was her fight and grit through the midfield able to make that opportunity. Opportunity here for the Cardinals.
Here come the Cardinals again in the box. Dysalov shuts that door. Jeffers back forward. Cox right there. Under 15 minutes to play. Ruber outside to Bethea. Bethea towards the middle, and Maya Dean and Kenna White both watched it roll by. Maybe some miscommunication there about who potentially was taking that ball.
Yeah, more likely than not, it was miscommunication from White and Dean, and good quick decision made from Bethea to put that cross in low and hard into the box, and once again for the Falcons, just can't find that last end piece, can't get that last shot on goal, can't find anything in the offensive half.
Smith plays it across midfield where it's touched by Miller. Bethea coming to the ball. One of the things you do like to see, though, however, is that Bowling Green has at least started to sustain some possessions here and string some passes together.
Yeah, that came pretty evident after the second goal. Once Cardinals kind of sat back, and now Bowling Green's definitely strung a lot of good passes together in midfield to create a lot of good chances through the wingers and Bryn Gardner and Lacey Bethea. Just trying to get that first goal and see you don't know what can happen after that.
Alex McPhee back in for Ball State. Jaden Frigerio checks back into the contest for Bowling Green. On the outside, Fraley once again. Frigerio there over Fraley, sprawled out on the grass. Back to her feet with the ball. Trying to get around Dean, instead passes backwards. Pass into the box there. Gilmore not happy there as she looked the way of the ref. It looked like Gilmore potentially got kicked in the forehead.
That's just incredible effort from Bryn Gardner. Sprinted all the way back to win the ball as everyone pretty much in the defense half for BG was in the box in their own 18.
Maya Dean forward. Lexi Smith was underneath of it. Now it's Ball State stringing together some passes. Dombrowski forward. Gilmore stops the Cardinals' attack. Gardner to Dean. Foul going to be called there.
Yeah, just a little bit afters. One thing I do want to note, Brandon, is you see this a lot in professional soccer nowadays. If you kick the ball away, it's an automatic yellow card in most leagues, and that's happened a couple times from the Cardinals, and the ref just elects to stop the clock instead of a caution.
Maya Dean outside. And a nice job by Caitlin Frazier. But Bowling Green pushing towards their end. The throw-in goes to Katie Cox. Cox tripped up down near the corner. And this will bring up a free kick, and the Falcons will get a chance to play this one very similar as to how they would play one of their corners.
Yep. Yeah, just a little bit closer. And if they can get this one in the last 11 minutes or so, this game will be very interesting.
Miller down towards the box. The Cardinals stand strong. Out it comes to Deiseloff. Right back into the thick of things. White flicks it backwards. Moser came to it, but it was Smith that played it away. Maya Dean will get the throw in. Here comes Mackenzie Ortman. Abby Elgert back in as well. Throw in from Deiseloff to Dean. Into the box, nobody home. Serwin in the direction of Bethea. Bethea touches it outside to Miller. Ball will go into the box. White's there. Heads it, Gardner. Moser pokes it away. Bethea keeping it alive. Gardner tries to get back to it. And offside will be the call.
Another good look for the Falcons, and once again, just really couldn't test Bethany Moser with that shot on goal. Kenna White elected to head it and try to keep the attack alive instead of possibly bringing it down and looking for a shot of her own.
There you see Gardner going to move forward. Moser, we haven't seen her play it away for distance very often today. Last touched by Jeffers. The throw into Maya Dean will go in favor of Ball State after it scoots away from the midfielder. McPhee backwards. Plays catch with Dombrowski. Back outside once again for Elgert. Elgert towards the middle. Berg comes out of her spot to get it. And Isabel Gilmore again was not happy on the back line for Bowling Green. That one high up into the air, and the wind did not help Lilleberg that time. Ball towards Kenna White. Ooh. Foul going to be called there on Lexi Smith as Ortman goes down.
Yeah, it looked like Ortman's leg kind of got caught in that tackle a little bit.
Free kick for Bowling Green here with just over 8.5 minutes left. Alexis Miller, a low line drive into the box. It comes back out. Serwin underneath of it, cleared away by Frazier. Gilmore trying to put it back in. Dombrowski's there. Serwin tangled up with one of the Cardinals. I believe it was McPhee. Out it will roll into the Ball State bench. Gilmore going to throw in quickly. Upfield.
Looks like they're going to stop for subs.
Indeed they are. So Bowling Green will slow that down. Ruber comes in for Frigerio.
Jaden, was there a second Ball State sub there besides 9 for 7? Yeah, she just went in and is 4 for 2. Okay, thank you.
Acadia Murphy also in for Ball State. First time we've seen her today. She comes in for Jeffers. Bowling Green down near the corner. Pass across the middle. On the ground, Dean tries a shot, and she got leveled in the box. Hard contact there with Lexi Smith just after the shot. It'll be a corner for Bowling Green.
Corner kick, Bowling Green.
Another good opportunity once again for the Falcons. Just couldn't put that shot on goal, but she did get hit a little bit after that. Probably affected her shot.
Toward the middle. All the way through. We go to the other corner now. They'll play short to Deiseloff. Handball waved off in the box. Miller, it was touched by Lexi Smith.
And I don't think Miller expected that ball to get to her. And the shot was a weird one. I think it might have hit off a Ball State hand, but that was off of just first view.
And now the official going to have a go over and have a discussion with Gilmore, and he's going to pull out the card.
I don't know if that's to Gilmore or someone on the Ball State bench.
It looks like that was potentially to the Ball State bench because he walked right by Isabel Gilmore.
Yep.
Okay, do you know who the card went to?
Assistant coach.
So, believe the yellow card there went to assistant coach Gary Yowie. Ruber forward. Gardner towards the middle. Bethea goes to the ground. Off balance, trying to recorrect for the ball, and a foul going to be called there on Lexi Smith. Another really good chance coming up for Bowling Green.
Yeah, this is really good effort from Bethea and everyone involved with the Falcons, and yeah, definitely a foul on Smith. And this is one of the last opportunities for BG, I would say, if they want to at least get a draw out of this game. Just about 5 minutes left.
Miller, Dean, Deiseloff, all standing around the ball now.
Had a lot of set-piece opportunities in this second half, but none of them have come to fruition, but let's see here.
Dean over. Miller takes it on the ground, just outside. Moser dove out to the right for it, but not on target for Miller.
Definitely a good look for Miller. See what she was trying to do there, just couldn't connect once again. And really, it's been the story of the half is not being able to connect in the final third. Moser hasn't been too busy. Hasn't had been called to action that much. Bethany Moser lost her freshman year due to injury in her sophomore year. Not only starting, but is also one of the captains, it looks like, which is pretty impressive and pretty telling.
On the far side of the field, Gardner goes forward for Bowling Green. Alsip there on the back line. Touched by Ruber. Serwin to it. Out of play, it goes with the Cardinals. Caldwell will come in for Fenchel. Under 5 minutes to play. The Cardinals throw in goes all the way towards the corner. Gilmore has to get to it, trying to shield.
I think she earned a corner. She did.
So it'll be a corner kick for the Ball State Cardinals. Maya Millis once again. Ball down near the corner. Ball State not in a position where they needed to play that one towards the net. They'd rather take time off the clock at this point.
Yep. Up by 2, just electing to kill out the rest of the game, kill out the rest of the clock, and doing that by playing the ball in the corner, earning fouls, and looks like they're going to keep doing that until Bowling Green can win possession.
Falcons are able to bring it out, but right to the Cardinals once again. A long shot uncorked over the net. That'll at least allow Berg the goal kick here.
I think the wind has been affecting her goal kicks as well. You see the ball kind of stop in midair. I think the wind's playing a huge factor in that.
Fraley on the outside, down towards the corner. Ortman with a throw in. Cochrane has it deflected away by Dean. Miller fans on it there. Elgert with it. She'll take it to the opposite corner this time. Miller able to get it back. Played towards Bethay. Kept in. Bethay turns it towards the middle. Roper wins the battle over Maya Dean. Middle of the field. Ortman takes it back. Struck forward. Gardner there. Smith goes to the ground.
I think it was just a hard collision from Smith and Gardner. And I think that was the right call. Just all around a frustrating afternoon for the Falcons, but there definitely are positives to take from this game. They responded really well after coming down 2-0, and, you know, just wasn't their day in the offensive end, but they did respond well to going down once again.
Ball into the middle of the field. Corcoran there. Ball forward. Ruber. Gardner has it taken away. White underneath of it. Coming near side. Out of play it goes.
1 minute remaining.
Ball State will throw in upfield. Miller to it. Skies that one into the bleachers. Another throw in for Ball State. 35 seconds to play. On the ground with Murphy. Elgert, Roper, Miller in on the touches as well for Bowling Green. And Elgert just going to take it down towards the corner. Out of play it rolls. Serwin will hustle the ball towards Lilleberg, but it is not going to matter today. The Ball State Cardinals have struggled recently against Bowling Green, but not today. A 2-0 victory. And now the Cardinals will advance in their season 3-0-1 in conference play. And for the Falcons, that moves them to 1-1-2. Of course, on the point system, that means Ball State moves to 10 points in conference play. In Bowling Green, they have 5, so some work to do for Bowling Green as they
Their chances, Falcons, unfortunately.
Lucas Kleinmeyer. For our entire crew, I'm Brandon Lowe saying so long. Have a great day.